Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie room. Well, it is day 13 in our outside build series and we are almost there. It's been a long journey and we're cracking on. Now in today's episode, what we're looking at today, we are going to finish the painting. That is literally going to take but a couple of minutes. It's so quick. And then we're going to be putting down the skirting boards and then we're going to be laying the carpet. And we are going to see how this room is completely transformed. It is going to be looking so cool. I am so excited. This has been one of the bits that I've been waiting for the most. And yeah, we literally went out in the week. We went out, we got our carpet tiles down and then yeah, got Tucker to come in. He sorted it all out while we were busy running around. And yeah, what a brilliant job. So without further ado, let's go over, check out what the guys got up to and see what the end result looks like. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Well, here we are on day 13. Now, as you can see there, we've already done all the first coat. So Kevin, the painter, is now cutting in for the second coat of the overtly olive. And because it's only had the one coat, and as you can see there, it's a little bit grainy. You can see on the far wall, it's not looking its best, so it needs a second coat. Now, so he's gonna cut in and do that. Now, Tucker is busy in the meantime, actually putting on the skirting boards, and we went for a very simple, straightforward skirting board. Nothing too big. I think it's only about a 3-inch skirting board or so. So he's now putting those edges in. Kevin has already been down and painted the bottom of the walls already, and he will then, once Tucker's got this one in, he will then start painting and doing the main wall. So skirting boards are going in. Now we I am done hard about should we have skirting boards or not, and I'm glad we did, because it really does make the room look so different. You can see the walls there, you can see why they need that second coat. Really important to get that second coat. Now, as you can see there, the skirting boards are going in, and they put Tucker put spacers down, so they're actually they're not laying on the floor. They are literally just off the floor, and this will give a slight gap for when we start putting our flooring down, our actual tiles, which we will come to very shortly, and we can sort that out. But for the moment, we need to get all the skirting in and get the walls painted. As you can see there, Tucker's sweeping it all back, making sure there's no residue, no mucky bits down there. This build is really starting to come together now, and it's looking really good. I'm so pleased with the progress. So here we go, that skirting board there, that's a full length, which is nice. We're trying to avoid having any joins if we can at all help it, but obviously sometimes we need a join. So there you go, Kev's putting on the second coat already. Now a bit of advertising there by Tucker. So the second coat is going on, and you can see the difference straight away. It really does make the world of difference. It's such a lovely colour as well. Now Kevin's already been round and painted the very bottom. He done about the bottom sort of like 6 inches, and the same on the top as well. So all he's doing now is literally rollering it through. Now, an interesting thing, we didn't have no dust sheets or nothing down on the floor, but remarkably, I don't know how Kev does it, but he rollers them walls and there's no spray on the floor. If that had been me, we'd have been walking paint everywhere. I don't know how he does it, but there is literally no spray off of that onto the floor whatsoever. Such a clean, tidy job. It looks like he's just got the last little bit there to do there. And he needs to cut in around the plugs and everything as well. So get all them done. Just touching up a few little bits here and there. I'm so glad I didn't attempt to do the painting myself. Originally I was going to paint it all myself and do it all myself, but this is the first time, in actual fact, the first time ever that I've had a professional painter come in to paint a room for me. Apart from saying that, when we had our house whitewashed, but I wouldn't have called them a professional. That was an absolute nightmare. But this is the first time I had a proper job done, and you really can see the difference between someone who actually knows what they're doing compared to me, who's just a bit of a budding DIY guy. So now we're putting up the door frames, and they're all going to be going into place. And as you can see, this really does start to make it all look like a proper room now. And he's just tacking all them through, and then basically what they'll do is where the frame and the skirting boards have all been tacked on, they literally where the pins are, they all get a little bit of filler, and then they'll all be painted over. You would never even know they were there. And as you can see now, with the frames going in, it really does make a world of difference. It really starts to make it all come together. It looks like Kev's finished doing his painting, and you can see the walls, they just look so much better for having that extra coat. Wonderful job. I hope I am half as active as young Kevin when I reach his age. Would you believe he's 77 years old and still doing a 6-day week? He will not pack up. He just keeps going. And I do believe, in a lot of respects, me and Tucker were talking about this, and it was, I think a lot of people, when they retire and they start taking it easy, that's when ill health starts to creep in and bits and pieces. And I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but Kev's 77, and yeah, fit as a fiddle. He's cracking on. He got that job done. He painted that room out single-handedly in a whole lot less time than it would have taken me. So quick. So there goes the top trim going in now, and that is almost everything in. You can see we've still got the cellophane around the door frame. That's the very last thing to come off. We don't want to take that off yet. So we've actually literally just filled in all around the door frame, so that is now watertight and airtight, and fully in place and in its proper position now. So all of that has been done. Kev just finishing off them last little bits. He's now painting the skirting boards. So the skirting boards are all going to be a nice satin white, and then that will be that. Right, now this is on the Sunday, and Tucker's come back, the paint is all dry, everything's done, and it's now time to lay the carpet tiles. Now we went with an industrial office tile, and I have used these before, and I was very impressed with them. I had them in my old reptile room, and they really worked a treat. So we decided we'll go with them again. Now Tucker's just measuring out now, because what we're going to do now, as you can see there, everything's getting swept, hoovered. The place is absolutely spotless before they start. And what we done was we, on Tucker's suggestion, we went for 6mm ply to go on top of them OSB boards. So the 6mm ply will go down, and that will give us a perfectly flat floor. and there they are. There you go. They're going into place now. So they will all be tacked down, screwed down to the floor, and that will give us a lovely, clean, flat floor. Now, originally I was just going to put the carpet tiles down on top of the OSB, but Tucker said we'll get a much nicer finish if we just spend that little bit extra, apply the floor out, and I've got to agree, it's absolutely, it's turned out wonderful by just doing that. And for the sake of, I think maybe another £100 odd, I think it was something like about £120 or so for the extra sheet supply to go down. The actual finished article is well worth it, well worth doing. So they're putting the ply down now, and they're all being fixed down now to make sure that everything is secure and doesn't go anywhere. Now, so what they're having to do, we've obviously got a few bits in there. That's the aircon units that they're moving around now, and we've got to move it all over, lay the ply down, and then they'll move everything back again. So it's a little bit of double handling. The weather weren't particularly great, which is why, I mean, some stuff has gone outside. Looks like they're moving it all out now. But they had a break in the weather, and it's now time to literally get that ply sheets down. Look at that. You see how cleaner it looks as well with the ply compared to the OSB boards. So all the dust is up, everything's clean, spick and span. You don't want no rubbish underneath there. Need to make sure that it all goes down perfectly flat. A lovely job. And you can see there as well, just by literally laying them boards down, how it cleans it up. Looks amazing. So if anyone's considering doing this themselves, I would definitely recommend putting the extra sheets down. So we're getting them last few bits in now. Now what we've done here is we ended up with the cuts, which are literally in this back corner, just off camera at the moment. And we decided to put the cuts at that end of the room because that is where my desk is going to be. So we won't have so much moving around. You know, it's going to be better to have the cuts up this end rather than down the other end where there's going to be a lot of traffic. And we've got a little bit of a cut to put in there by the door because the door is recessed slightly. So it's we need to cut that in there as well. Now I had to travel to Oxford when this was being done, and all the time I was away, I was so keen to know how it was getting on. You know, this was an exciting part for me, and when I did finally get back, I wasn't allowed out there. The boys wouldn't let me go out there. They told me, Tucker said, no, you've got to wait, sit and wait. You're not allowed to see what's been going on until it was all finished. So now we're just putting in them last little bits, making sure everything is proper, working out how many tiles and bits and pieces we're going to have to go for now. So in that corner where Tucker's standing now, this is where the desk is going to be, which is why we put the plug sockets halfway up the wall. They're actually going to be underneath the desk, so we won't actually see them once our desk is built. So they will fit in there. We've got our last little bits and pieces being put in now, the last few cuts. Look how clean that looks now. Absolutely wonderful. We've still got the lights hanging out the ceiling, but they will we'll soon get them put back up. Alright, time to clear everything out again. It's important to try and make as much room as possible so that you're not tripping over everything all the time. Now, would you believe that Henry Hoover? I have had that Henry Hoover for about 30 years. That's an ex-hire Hoover. And I have had that for a good 30 odd years. And it's still going strong today. Absolutely amazing. Just goes to show, if you look after your stuff, it will last. And what a testament to Henry Hoover's. Absolutely incredible. So right, we're having our last little break now before we start to put down the floor tiles. So we went with the black, charcoal black floor tiles, and there wasn't a great deal to choose from. You either got blue ones, like a winey red coloured one, grey ones, or this charcoal black. Now I went with the charcoal black because, as you can see, now they're starting to go down. They will really make the room pop, and we can see how the contrast between the floor and the walls is looking really nice. Now, because these are all square, they're very easy to lay. So as you can see there, they're painting them with adhesive on the back, and then they're being laid down. So it doesn't take long to actually start covering a distance real quick. Now with these, we decided that we were going to have our joins on the back wall, and any cuts will be on the back wall, and also in the corner where my desk is going to be. It'll be on that far wall there. So it's all been measured out so that we can pretty much, they will almost go in without any mucking about whatsoever. So we've got a little bit of a cut to do by the main door where the little recess is, but it's just a tiny little bit and it won't affect anything at all. Here we go, I've got to move all the timber again. I better get fed up of moving that timber. Here we go. Now I guess some of you are probably wondering, why don't you just put adhesive on the floor? Well, it's actually easier and cleaner to do each individual tile and do them that way. Although you have seen just there, they are actually painting some on the floor as well. So now they've actually got room to manoeuvre. I think that was the plan. Now you see there the cuts are going in on the back wall. Important you get your cuts right. We have literally got just enough tiles for the job. I think there is one left over, one spare tile. Now these come in, for this, it's funny actually, for this colour they came in boxes of 16, and the other colours we looked at, they came in boxes of 20. So I don't know why you get less of this colour, I do not know. Maybe it's a more popular colour, I don't know. Anyway, that they can actually make a few extra quid out of you. Alright, so that's that. Now, actually, this is the last time the timber's going to get moved. Get the floor clear, and then we can be ready to start doing the rest of it. As you can see, I'm sweeping it all up again. Keep it nice, and you want it dust free, because otherwise your adhesive is not going to work out quite so well. So yeah, you can see now we're actually rollering the adhesive straight to the floor, and this is making life a little bit easier. Now the other advantage of using the tiles is because when we used them before in our reptile room, we found that any spillages or anything like that, they are a very, very hard wearing coarse tile. And so when you hoover them, they literally, anything that's on it just gets lifted straight away. Not like a carpet. You know, carpet is just a little bit too much. But these are very, very hard wearing and very dense. So you can hoover them and they clean up really, really well. Also as well, should we have any major accidents, we can literally just pull out the damaged area and redo them again, just adding new ones. So it's a really good cost-effective way of doing a room, and they are so hard wearing. I say in the past we've had all different sorts of things. We've had normal carpets. I've even tried lino in the past. Didn't like that at all. It's very cold. You get wet on it, it gets slippery. It's horrible. It's just filthy. It just stays. You can never keep it clean. But this stuff, this is the ideal way. We are almost there. Look at that. And I think you'll agree there that the black really does make a massive, massive difference to this room. It's looking really, really nice. Oh, I've lost him. We need to move the camera. Not sure where Tucker's disappeared to. He normally moves the camera if I'm not around. Here he is, he's back again. I think he went out to get some adhesive. There you go. Another nice thing there, you noticed they're using the boxes to walk around on rather than walking on our brand new carpet. Even though they've been inside, their feet are clean, and they're still conscientious of keeping that room nice and clean. And this is one of the things that's literally stood out from day one of this build, is the actual care that's taken with everything that we've got. So yeah, Tucker and his guys are really pull out the stops. They have a lot of respect for other people's property, which is nice, because it doesn't always work out like that. This is why it's really important to actually make sure that if you're going to have outside trades coming in to do work for you, make sure you do your groundwork, and if you can, try and get some recommendations from people you know, not just people that are just saying they're good, people that you know that have used them. And it goes a long, long way. I would recommend these guys to do any work whatsoever. They've been so easy to work with and get along with, and they literally pull out all the stops. Nothing is too much trouble. I mean, we've added a few bits as we've gone along. It's not been an issue. The other nice thing as well is, even, you know, as we've gone along, Tucker's come up with a few ideas of his own, and he's mentioned them, and we've changed things and gone with them ideas. So it's always worth having that decent relationship where you can have an interaction there and get things sorted out. Because at the end of the day, Tucker wants to do a really good job as well, which is an absolute bonus, obviously. And it means a lot to him to walk away from a job that's been well done. Now you might be thinking now, he's getting near the end of this job, but he's still got all the outside work to do yet. So we will be cracking on with that over the next few coming months, and we'll see how we get on with that. But we're looking forward to putting the pond in, getting the decking done, and all this work will be done by Tucker and his guys. So we will be seeing a bit more of them in the coming months. But for now, we're going to get this carpet down, and then it's going to be down to us to get the racking in, get the shelving up. We are having a bit of trouble with shelving at the moment, trying to find a supply that will do the right size for what I want. So it's all a case of playing around with it at the moment, but we will get there. But I would have thought we're looking at now, we're just coming into like the beginning of November, so between now and Christmas we should have the first few tanks in place, and we start using this room for what it's designed for. And then we can start having a little play around. We've got some new ideas that we want to put in. We want to try and do heated shelves rather than a heated room. So this will be a change for us, because we've always done the heated room in the past. And we've had very, very good results for that. But I'm really keen to see if we can manage the enclosures through the shelves. And in that way, we can keep the outside temperature in the room a little bit cooler, which will help some of our spiders that like a cooler environment. And it'll also hopefully make it a little bit nicer for us to be working in there as well. Because sometimes 80 degrees can get a little bit too warm. So we're looking at trying to make it a bit better. And also as well, when we're looking at doing workshops and things like that, we want it to be a comfortable environment. We don't want to be people passing out with the heat. So that is the last little corner going in now. The last few bits. Isn't going to take much more now at all. Now I think there was 16 tiles in a box. Can't remember how many boxes we had now, 5 or 6 boxes. So that's the last ones going in, and then it'll just be time to have a little bit of a tidy up. Now at this point I think I was probably back home by now, but banished to the house. I was not allowed to come out and have a look. They were obviously very, very keen to show it to me when it's completely finished, not partly done. Which in the end I actually really appreciated, because it was so nice to literally walk in and see it done, finished. Absolutely amazing. I've been looking forward to this part for so long. So that's the last of it down now. So all we've got to do now is have a little bit of a tidy up. We've got a few bits and pieces to clear up. There we go, it's all going. All disappearing. Literally tacking down the last edges, make sure everything is nice and square and flat. It's that attention to detail that really makes these guys stand out. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. There you go. Oh, I hope camera lady realises her hoover's been swiped. She's rather fond of that hoover. What a perfect job. And there we have it. One finished article. And one very smug tucker. Well done. Well, as promised, what an epic looking room it is now. Kev went in to begin with, and basically what we had to do was give a second coat on the wall. All the white and everything had been done. That was all pretty good. The ceiling, it was all that's finished. But we needed to have a second coat on the walls because they were a little bit patchy. So he got on and done that, and that literally now it's that lovely solid sort of well, it's called overtly olive, but it's like it's a lovely green colour. Really, really nice. I love it. So he finished off the walls and done that, And then Tucker started putting the skirting board down. Now, that skirting literally did change it. That made it into an actual room. And we've now got skirting running all the way around. And we just went for a simple skirting. In the beginning, I wasn't 100% sure whether I even wanted to put a skirting in at all, because it's nice to be able to butt straight up to the walls. But then saying that, it does finish the room off. It really does make it look proper. And I'm glad we went with it. And I'm glad we actually painted it white as well, because there are areas where we will see the skirting boards, and that white up against that olive really pops. I'm so pleased, and hopefully, I mean, as we've seen in the video, once them carpet tiles went down, so we done the painting and the skirting boards was done on the Saturday, and Sunday the guys came back and laid down all the carpet and done all of that. Now, as you would have seen there, we actually laid another layer of 6mm ply all over the OSB boards that we had down originally. Now, this again was something that we was umming and ahhing about whether we just go straight on top of the OSB boards. But Tucker was like, no, he says, I think we should literally put down some 6mm ply, which is lovely and clean and nice and flat as well, smooth, and then lay the tiles on top of that. And I do believe he made the right judgment there, and it actually came out a treat. So you would have seen in the video there, they laid all the sheets down first, got them all cut, put into place. That completely sealed that floor in then, and then they laid the tiles. Now the tiles are actually glued down with a proper adhesive, so they're not going anywhere. And we went for industrial office tiles rather than carpet or lino or many things that have been mentioned in the past. And we've had most of them in the past, to be fair. But one of the things, when I'd done my old reptile room, I'd done that in industrial office tiles, and they are so hard wearing, and they clean up lovely. So when you're hoovering and everything else, it literally just lifts it clean off of them. Really good. So I would wholeheartedly recommend, if anyone is doing their room, go out and get the tiles. Now the tiles work out around about £3 each, and I think they're about a 20-inch square. So you'll need to work out how many you need for your particular room. But as a cost-effective long-term flooring, they are absolutely ideal. The only limiting factor is the colours. They don't have many colours. So we had a couple of different shades of blue. One was quite like an electric blue, very light, bright blue. There's also a very maroony colour thing, and there's greys. And then there's also the charcoal black that we went for. Now I went for the black because the idea is that the same with the walls. Once we get in and we get our enclosures up against the walls and everything else, all I want to be able to really see is our enclosures. I don't want to be having anything else popping out. And by having a black floor, we're going to have black shelving as well. All the framework is in black, and then we've got that overtly olive paint on the back walls. When we're in there and we turn the lights down and all we've got is our enclosure lights, it will really make our enclosures pop. They will stand out so well. So that's the idea behind that. And as you can imagine, we are very excited now to literally start racking it out. We are having a few problems with shelving. Our original supplier that we got our old shelving from hasn't been able to get the lengths that I need, so we're looking into doing a different thing, and we might well use ceiling joists, because we can get them. I want the shelving to be 20 inches deep, so it will allow me to have deeper tanks on the shelving. That's the idea, because if I want to have slightly bigger tanks than what we've had before, if I can. and then that way it will give me a little bit more freedom as to what to do with them inside the enclosures, you know. So that's the idea there. But with the ceiling joists, we can get them in a 10-inch wide. It's unbelievable to imagine that even proper wood merchants don't carry a wide shelf. They just don't carry a wide timber shelf. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, so we're struggling with that a little bit, but hopefully we can get that sorted out, and then I think we're going to go with a roofing joist because they're actually 2 inches thick. So they're 2 by 10 inches, and it means that we will have to butt them and join them together, which isn't the end of the world. It's fine, it'll be okay, and it will give us a nice clean edge along the front, which is one of the most important things to me, because I want the front edge to be really, really clean. I want it to look really smart. That's the idea. At the end of the day, we're putting all of this effort into this room because I want it to look like a picture. I want it to be perfect, and hopefully them shelves will come good and we can get on and do that. Talking of pictures, one of our subscribers, Mr. David Berry, has sent us a picture. Have a look at this. Now he's done this, and he's done this for us. How about that? Look at that. Dave's Little Beasties, and we've got our logo here. We've got a Metallica up here, and a golden orb weaver. How about that? We've just been talking about golden orb weavers, haven't we, this last week or so? So this is really, really cool. I'm well pleased with this. Very, very smart. There's a lot of work gone into this, and it looks like it's all like oil paintings, and it's on a canvas. So absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, David. Really, really chuffed with this, and yeah. What an amazing thing. I am so pleased. Now, don't forget, we got lots more coming up. Now, we're hoping that we're also going to get and do some more in the way of rehouses, because once we get our shelves up, we are going to rehouse everything that's in boxes is all going back into glass. So we will get back on, get our old glass enclosures back out again, and then we're going to slowly but surely get our new ones in and swap them over. But for the time being, we're going to go back to our old ones just for ease, because it will get this room and get our spiders back in their original enclosures, which will be really nice. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be fun to literally set them all out, redo them all, you know, new moss, new branches, new everything. It's going to be really, really cool. So it means we're going to have to go out and do a bit of foraging as well, pick up some more branches and moss and stuff. So it's going to be a very, very busy time, but we are almost there. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a cracking one, and it's so exciting. And well, we've got plenty more coming along to show you as well. And once again, thank you so much, David. Really, really pleased. We love this. Right, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And we will see you soon, guys.